Ready? Good evening. Good evening and welcome to Elgin Community College's Center for Emergency Services Basic Operation Firefighter Recognition Ceremony. We want to thank you for coming, and we also want to thank all those at home who are watching the presentation tonight to honor these young recruits who are starting their careers. And if the recruits can now recruits, you may be seated. I'm Chief Fahey, the Senior Director of Academic Programming and Public Safety Training here at Elgin Community College, and I have the distinct honor to set the table for the training these recruits see before they go out into our community. But before we begin recognizing their accomplishments tonight, I have a few honored guests that I'd like to introduce. To my left, in the first seat, is Dr. David Sam, the president of this college and an avid supporter of public safety training. Next to Dr. Sam is Dean Kathy Taylor. Dean Kathy Taylor runs the division that we are under, and she helps make sure our day-to-day operations happen here at the Center for Emergency Services. Next to Kathy Taylor is Chief Chris Clark of the Streamwood Fire Department. Chief Clark is going to be our keynote speaker tonight. And he's also a long-term adjunct here at the college, and he's helped train you on some days during your training here. And the next person at the dais will be Chris Tierney. That's Lieutenant Tierney from the Streamwood Fire Department, and his partner next to him, Tony Fierro, Lieutenant from the Carpentersville Fire Department. Both are lead instructors who are responsible with the Office of the State Fire Marshal to make sure you receive the training that authorizes the State Fire Marshal to give you your certificate as a basic operations firefighter. But as tradition has it, before we begin recognizing your accomplishments tonight, we're going to have Dr. Sam, our college president, come up and say a few words to you and tell you a little bit about his expectations for you and his belief on community colleges and their training. Dr. Sam?
Thank you, Chief, and good evening, and welcome to all of you. Hello, a couple of years ago, I remember I was at this program, and I was worried that we were breaking the fire code because this whole place was filled with family members and friends to support the graduates. It's not the same. But I assure you, your family members and friends are strongly behind you in what you've done and the career you've chosen. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, and other students of the college and administrators, thank you for choosing this very field that is going to protect all of us. And Chief, I know that you are the chief in Streamwood. I'm glad I don't see you or your people in my neighborhood. It's assuring that we know you are there, but we don't need you at this moment. And hopefully that will be the case for all of you. I say it often that anywhere in District 509 that you see a fire truck, there's an ECC graduate on that fire truck. And I commend you for this training that you've gone through. I've come to understand some of the basic experiences that you go through. And I know that there were times that you really wondered whether you should continue. But you used your inner strength and the support of family members and relatives to get you through this. I know you are ready because they say you are ready for prime time. and I know you will do very well. I commend the chief and the staff for taking you through these experiences that will enable you to do the work that you are going to do. So in conclusion, on behalf of the board, congratulations, and I wish you successful careers. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sam. So to the recruits, this is just the beginning. You'll graduate, you'll get your certificates, the Office of the State Fire Marshal will certify you. And like I was talking to Chief Howell in the back of the room, this is only the beginning. Every day from now on out, you need to learn something. You need to open a book. You need to think about tying a knot. You need to figure when you're driving around with your family, looking at them old Victorian houses, how am I going to ladder that house? Where would I park my truck? But this beginning gives you a solid foundation. I can't express how happy and satisfied I am with your lead instructors and all the proctors that come out here to help you and give their Saturdays up to make you efficient new firefighters in our community. Dr. Sam says a statement about every fire truck in District 509 probably has somebody from ECC. And if you look at our EMT program and our firefighting program, and when you get back to your firehouse to start talking to your fellow firefighters, you'll find out that, wow, they went to ECC too. ECC is committed to your training. And it doesn't end here. We want you to continue on with your associate degrees. We have partnerships with 2 universities that can get you to your bachelor's degree. We're giving advanced classes. Next week, our instructors are coming in and they're doing ATF, Advanced Technical Firefighter, something that you'll strive for eventually. But they're doing that on their own time on a non-credit class, and not part of the credit side of the college because they want to see the recruits that are coming through be able to get them advanced degrees. When I looked at our list of students that are coming, I want to say 90% of them, I think there's only 1 out of the 10 or 11 students that didn't go through our program. That's heartwarming to me, not only as the director here, but as somebody who lives in District 509, that the taxpayers' money was spent well to keep our communities safe. You guys were the first class for a full COVID class, so it was a little bit different. I commend Dr. Sam, Dean Taylor, and the leadership team for letting us bring you back full-time. A lot of academies didn't let you back full-time. And my explanation to the safety team and the leadership team was, you guys are a team sport. In firefighting, nobody does anything alone. And if you do it alone, you'll probably fail. We do it together, and that's part of the training here. Whether it was mopping the floor at the end of a shift, cleaning the rig. Yes, you went to college and you had to clean a toilet because that's what you're going to do when you go to the firehouse and live there. We're proud of your accomplishments. And we're going to now recognize each one of you with your certificates that you earned. So Lieutenant Tierney and Lieutenant Fierro can come up. And the recruits will come up and get their certificates in a bit. Dr. Sam, could you come up and shake hands with them? You want to get them out? I'll let you start there, Dr. Sam. You pass these down to Dr. Sam, all right? John Anderson from the Pingree Grove Fire Department. Congratulations. Darren Burke from the West Dundee Fire Department. Preston Childers from the Pingree Grove Fire Department. Nicholas Kloss from the Pingree Grove Fire Department. Our next candidate is not here tonight, Kyle Hammond. Kyle came from the Mount Prospect Fire Department, which is outside of District 509, but heard about our program. I had a long discussion with his chief, and his chief wanted him to come here because he heard how good our program was. Kyle is at home tonight with his wife, or maybe in the hospital. They're having a baby, and he had to be there for that. So Kyle, if you're watching at home, or if your family's at home, congratulations. Next, Luke Hellman from the West Dundee Fire Department. Congratulations. Jordan Lennox from the Pingree Grove Fire Department. Congratulations. Noah Vacco from the Pingree Grove Fire Department. Congratulations, Noah. Anna Mae Valdiva from the Pingree Grove Fire Department. And Anna Mae deserves a little extra credit because this is her second time through. She had a medical emergency in the last academy, and she wasn't able to finish, but she promised me she'd come back, and here she is tonight. And congratulations, Anna. Jared Walsh from the Fox River and Countryside Fire Department. Congratulations. If you guys could stand up, face the camera. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our class of 2120 Basic Operations Firefighters. Congratulations. You may be seated. Stay right there. We're going to have a few words from Lieutenant Tierney to talk to the recruits about expectations and his feelings of your training. Lieutenant Tierney?
Good evening and welcome. My name is Chris Tierney. I'm a lieutenant with the Streamwood Fire Department, as well as a lead instructor with the ECC Fire Academy. I've been in the fire service for approximately 15 years, and I've been a part of this great program for the last 5. I'm honored to be a lead instructor of the Fire Academy, and I'd like to thank Chief Fahey, Dr. Sam, and Dean Taylor for providing us and all of you with the necessary means to train future firefighters. Thank you. Before addressing our recruits, I would like to address all of the friends and family who are watching tonight. We taught these recruits on night 1 the traditions of the fire service and how they were joining a second family. This job requires a lot from us. It takes us away from home, from holidays and birthdays. It takes a toll on us physically, mentally, and emotionally. It's the brotherhood and sisterhood, that sense of family that we gain when we join the fire service, that helps us get through a career that most couldn't. But most importantly, it's the family at home that keeps the wheels from falling off, that deal with us when we're tired from a long shift or when a call is bothering us. That is the family that's most important. We want to thank all of you for the care and support you have shown these recruits while they've embarked on this journey to become part of the fire service. We ask that all of you continue to support these young men and women as they progress in what will be a long, healthy career as firefighters. To all of our recruits' family tonight, we applaud you. Thank you for your support. To Academy Class 2101, you're about to cross the finish line. It feels good, right? Each one of you worked incredibly hard these past 16 weeks to complete a fire academy that most people couldn't. You should be proud of yourselves. But this is the start of a long, healthy, and successful career in the best profession on earth. And as your time here in the academy is coming to an end, we ask you take everything that you have learned and build on it. Prove to your brothers and sisters back at your departments that you have what it takes to be part of the team. Perfect the craft of becoming an excellent firefighter. Become that person that every other fireman, every other lieutenant, or every other captain wants on their company. Our job here was to provide you with the knowledge and skills to perform this job. Each and every one of you have succeeded, and I'm confident that all of you will make great firefighters wherever you may land. We saw all of you go through some hard times here. Times you guys left frustrated, you left sore, tired, and in pain. We also saw all of you leave here standing tall as if you had conquered the world. We applaud your hard work, your dedication to succeeding, and your teamwork of getting through this academy. Cherish the bond you form with your classmates and continue to be there for each other as you start to embark on your next journey. In the beginning of this academy, we told you the fire service owes you nothing, and to live and work as if you owe it everything. There have been many firemen before us who have made the fire service what it is today, and it's our responsibility to keep that going. I live by the saying, each day make the place a little bit better than how you found it. That's what we call pride and passion for the job. I challenge all of you to live the same way as firefighters, and promise me that one day you'll pass down the same advice to the next recruit starting in their career, just as you guys did 16 weeks ago. Also promise me you'll continue to be the best you possibly can. Continue to learn and strive for perfection. Remember that we are here for people on their worst day, and we have a chance to make things better for them. Continue to uphold the duty, pride, and tradition that has been set by all of those before us. Continue to uphold the oath that you all have taken to serve. Stay focused on the job and stay safe. To recruit class 2101, congrats.
Thank you, Lieutenant Tierney. You know, if you remember back when your class started, there was snow on the ground. Kind of hard to believe that right now because it's just beautiful out. So we're going to take a quick moment here, and Michael Segreta, our program assistant, is going to play a video of the training that these recruits went through. And I think it's especially important for those at home that saw their loved one go every Tuesday night, every Thursday night, and then all day Saturday, and usually come home pretty tired after their classes. You'll see why they were tired as you look at the clip here that we're going to play to give everybody an idea of what these recruits endured over the last 16 weeks. Michael?
All he could hear was a pleading voice as he ran through the flames and crashed in the door. Didn't matter about the smoke or the roar of the fire. Nothing could stop him from answering that cry. Another one's gonna live because of his sacrifice, and that's how you save them one life at a time. One of the good guys, loyal, strong, and brave. One of the good guys, laying it all on the line every day. It's born in the blood, giving their all. Hometown heroes, and that's why they're called one of the good guys. One of the good guys. She could have called for backup, but there just wasn't time. That car was sinking fast and there was someone inside. She'd taken an oath to serve and protect. She hit that ice cold water with one deep breath. Yet today, she saved somebody's teenage son. Yeah, there's more to this job than just a badge and a gun. She's one of the good guys, loyal, strong, and brave. One of the good guys, laying it all on the line every day. It's born in the blood, giving their all. Hometown heroes, and that's why they're called one of the good guys.
Well done. Thank you, Michael. A lot of hard work, guys. Chief Howell, could you come up for a minute? So each and every academy, we give 2 awards out, and the first one's pretty easy. It's the valedictorian, who got the highest score. And Chief Howell here from the Pingree Grove Fire Department is a big supporter of training. He's a big supporter of the college. He's a big supporter of your guys having a career that's fruitful, safe, and educated. I think tonight he's going to hand out the award for me to one of his very own for the Valedictorian Award. And the candidate who got the highest score in all his grades was Noah Vacco. Noah, if you could come up, Chief. Well done, Noah. We're going to expect a lot of you. And then the harder award to give out is not so cut and dry as the Chief's Award. And they call it the Chief's Award because, as Chief Howell could tell you, or any chief officer, we like firefighters that are engaged, that are really working hard, really doing the extra, going the extra mile, mopping that floor, making sure that rig is tuned up, making sure that ambulance is okay, instead of sitting down and waiting for someone else to do it. Every time when I call my instructors and say, all right, who's the Chief's Award? There's all kinds of texts going around. Well, yeah, him. Can we give one to everyone? And I'm like, no, you can't. So they have to pick someone. This year's award went to West Dundee firefighter Darren Burke. Congratulations, Darren. Chief, with having 6 candidates in this class, is there a few words you'd like to say to them?
Not prepared to say anything, but
You're more than welcome. Tell them work starts tomorrow early.
yeah, work starts tomorrow early. I wasn't prepared to say anything, but you're beginning a great career, a great time. It's all I've done my adult life. I've been in the fire service for over 37 years, been in training almost the whole time. And I've heard and seen and talked about your class, and you've done really good. And to all of you, congratulations.
So we're almost there. You guys have your certificates. You've got your marching orders from your departments. I think we got a couple state mod tests to take yet. I see a couple packets in my office. We'll get you through them. You've all done your Mod A, your Mod B, and your Mod C, and we're pretty happy for you. As you think about where you're going next, I want you to listen to a few words from Instructor Fierro, who's going to come up and tell you a little bit of his feelings about what a firefighter should do and what a firefighter can do. Lieutenant Fierro?
Thank you, Chief. Again, I'd like to reiterate what Lieutenant Tierney said, and thank you to Dr. Sam, Dean Taylor, Chief Fahey. Also, special thank you to Michael. He kept keeping us organized. But this was our first class after a big, impactful pandemic that hit us. So you guys were the first to follow that. There's a lot of trial and error, but I think we did really well with you guys, and I think we have a really solid group with you. Again, my name is Lieutenant Tony Ferrero from the Carpentersville Fire Department. Been a firefighter for 16 years now, and it's the best job in the world, period. And I think you guys have all seen the passion that Lieutenant Tierney and myself bring to this job, and we hope it's contagious and infectious. Chief Stout, who can't be here today, also, we all 3 of us are continually striving to keep learning. I just took a class last week. Lieutenant Tierney just came from a class today. Chief Stout continues to do things. We can't stress that to you enough, that this is your career, this is your future. As soon as you stop learning, that's when you become stagnant. You cannot stop learning. It's continuous. You did it. Class 2101, right? I mean, you guys did it. It's tough. It's a tough road. I did it in 2001. This was the second best decision I ever made in my life. The first is obviously marrying my beautiful wife. I don't know if she's watching or not, but just in case she is, I need to say that. But make no mistake about this, this is a customer service profession that you guys are in. Our customers may not like you, may not sound like you, may not smell like you, but they depend on you. You need to be reliable, always, and be professional. This is what we try to instill in you. The words I'm going to say are going to be pretty brief because you have a very good keynote speaker coming up behind me, and Lieutenant Tierney had some great words for you before. But I need you to remember some of the things I told you in the beginning. Throughout this firehouse and throughout my firehouses, you were going to see we posted the mantra that I try to instill in you and that we try to instill in you, and that's to do your job. Do your job to the best of your ability and do what is expected of you and strive to exceed expectations. Strive to exceed expectations. Do not become status quo. Do not become stagnant. I cannot say that to you enough. The second is to treat people right. Remember that they are calling you at their worst time to help them. We run in, they run out. One of the things I love most of this job is firefighters don't say, "I don't know." When it comes to solving problems, we just always find a way. So treat people right. The third is to give all-in attitude and all-out effort. These two are extremely important in my eyes. And for those who know me and know I live by this, all-in attitude means you walk into a million firefighters' steps that they have before you, and you make a positive difference in someone's life during your tour of duty. Whether it's 1 or 15 calls of your shift, maintain a positive attitude. It's not the customer's fault they decided to have a heart attack at a fire or a fire started at 3 a.m. Last is all-out effort. All-out effort means to not be satisfied with being mediocre. Strive for greatness. Hunger for knowledge, and don't settle for the status quo. Remember, you have complete control over your attitude and your work ethic. It's yours to control. Remember, once you get to the firehouse, that you have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Please listen more than you talk and be a sponge to the people that came before you and are currently doing it before you. Have courage, determination, and will, and remember that whenever you are called upon to act, you must act. Lastly, we have the highest approval rating and respect of any profession. Why is that? Because we do what needs to be done. We are self-sacrificing, and we are willing to risk our lives to save a total stranger. I leave you with this, and I believe in this quote to my very core. Never, ever, ever forget that this is the greatest job in the world. And remember that it's a privilege to be here. Congratulations, class.
Thank you, Tony. Very good words that you should take to heart. Our keynote speaker tonight is Chief Clark from the Streamwood Fire Department. Chief Clark's got 30 years' experience with the Streamwood Fire Department. He volunteers at the Glen Ellen Fire Department. He instructs here. He proctors here, even on days he's not instructor, to come in and help educate you. He's somebody who you're going to hear his name throughout your careers. He's not done yet. He loves what he does, and he's going to come up and give you guys a few words of wisdom. Chief Clark?
Thank you, President Sam, Dean Taylor, Senior Director Fahey, members of the faculty, family and friends at home. Most importantly, Fire Academy Class 2101. It's indeed an honor for me to be here tonight. I'm pleased to be able to recognize graduates who have worked so hard to complete this program. When I completed the Fire Academy 30-some years ago, there was no graduation ceremony that I recall. Certainly have no memory of any words of wisdom in the form of a keynote address. So if I can't make this memorable, I'll do my best to make it short. There are 1,115,000 working firefighters in the United States, 370,000 career, 745,000 volunteers. To put this in perspective, the population of the United States is 328 million, so less than 0.3% are firefighters. The entire population of the United States depends on this tiny proportion of its membership to protect them and their society from the effects of accidents, fires, disasters. As we know, firefighters are essential and serve at their own peril to benefit their fellow human beings. They do so with a great deal of pride, and that pride is well-deserved. Speaking at a memorial service for a deputy chief and 4 firefighters killed in the line of duty in 1908, Fire Department of New York Chief Edward Croker said, "Firemen are going to get killed. When they join the department, they face that fact. When a man becomes a fireman, his greatest act of bravery has been accomplished. What he does after that is all in the line of work." They were not thinking of getting killed when they went where death lurked. They went there to put the fire out and got killed. Firefighters do not regard themselves as heroes because they do what the business requires. We are all very proud of our students who have successfully navigated a rigorous program and now have the honor of being referred to as firefighters. They are members of a very exclusive group. This course began as a random group of students. Each were individuals who shared a common dream of becoming a firefighter. These individual students were assigned to companies, and as such stopped being individuals and became team members. They worked throughout the semester as companies and did everything together, except, of course, taking exams and quizzes and things like that. The team members helped each other learn from each other and will forever have a bond together. This is the way the fire service is organized, in teams called companies. Throughout a firefighter's career, they will be assigned to different companies, and it is essential that they are able to work successfully as a member of a team. The success or failure of that team depends on the strengths of all its members and is subject to the weak link in the group. The students learn basic skills of operating tools and appliances, tying knots, climbing ladders. In addition, they learn the personal protective equipment and breathing apparatus that allows them to operate safely in a fire or atmosphere that is immediately dangerous to life or health. All of these skills are essential for firefighters, and students had to repeatedly demonstrate this proficiency for them to be successful. Groups of students work together practicing more complex operations like advancing hose lines into fires, nozzle skills, search and rescue, and vehicle extrication. These operations rely not only on individual skills, but teamwork. And the assigned companies stayed consistent, but students rotated through positions, gaining experience as a leader and follower multiple times. Throughout the course, students were educated in fire behavior, extinguishing principles, fire prevention techniques. This knowledge will help them succeed in their fire departments. Students were also introduced to historical fires and disasters, some of which didn't go so well. Their knowledge was measured using quizzes, tests, and state fire marshal exams. The course was challenging and inclusive of all the requisite skills necessary to be an Illinois certified firefighter. Now that you have completed it, you can all be proud of your accomplishment. But this is not the end. This is only the beginning. Throughout your career as a firefighter, you must continue to grow to be successful and safe. I have 3 points of advice for you based on my experience in the fire service. You don't need to take notes. We'll review them at the end. Much like a peacetime army, firefighters have limited opportunity to participate in actual fires and rescues. This is very fortunate for society, but very challenging for firefighters. Therefore, we must continuously train to maintain our skills and abilities to fight fires safely and effectively. Training is a daily event in today's fire service. We practice skills over and over. We don't train until we get it right. We train until we can't get it wrong. These seemingly simple tasks can be complex and challenging. Our success and safety on the fire ground requires perfection. In addition to training, firefighters need education. There is a distinct difference between training and education. Both are essential, but they are different. Training refers to the acquisition of specific applied knowledge and skills. Training can occur in a variety of settings, occurring within a classroom, but frequently takes place on the job or in the field. The purpose of training is to improve performance and productivity among firefighters, typically with a focus on one set of skills. Training is used to reinforce specific job tasks and procedures that are often designated by others and adopted by departments based on historical operational standards. Education refers to an acquisition of broad knowledge and skills, typically within a classroom or other educational environment. The skills and knowledge acquired through education tend to be more theoretical and allow students to develop reasoning and judgment surrounding broad topics. Education promotes and enables critical thinking skills. Education utilizes science and research to advance our craft and improve the safety and outcomes of the fire service. Education allows firefighters to be successful in new endeavors and advance their careers. Education helps us understand why we do what we've been trained to do and allows us the opportunity to improve what we have always done. So point number one is firefighters need continuous training and education to be safe and successful. The fire service is filled with traditions. We are very proud of our past and pay tribute to our traditions. These traditions go back hundreds of years to horse or human-drawn fire apparatus, bucket brigades, and speaking trumpets. Much of our vernacular, rank structure, uniform adornment is based on these traditions. Traditions are a wonderful way to pay tribute to those who have served before us, and we take great pride in that. Traditions can be problematic, though. When traditions are at odds with science and technology, we need to change if the fire service is to succeed. Over the last century, firefighting tactics have changed very little. The fires keep going out. That's good, right? Well, that's not a good measure of success. Thankfully, the number of structure fires has decreased significantly. Despite this, firefighters and civilians are still dying in fires in relatively high numbers, the highest in the industrialized world. One can argue that fires have changed significantly in the past 100 years. The introduction of plastics derived from fossil fuels, lightweight construction, tighter and larger buildings have led to fires that burn hotter and faster and injure and kill more firefighters per fire than ever before. Research sponsored by the United States Fire Administration and conducted at Underwriters Laboratories is evaluating our traditional firefighting tactics. We are finding that our traditional approaches are not as effective as we thought they were and may place our members in unreasonably hazardous situations. Firefighters need to learn from this ongoing research and be open to better ways to fight fires based on scientific research and facts rather than traditions. Point number 2, traditions are good, but science and research rule the day. Firefighters strive to gain as much training and education as they can to make them better at their craft and allow them to operate more safely. As you progress through your career, you will learn about special techniques for technical rescue, high angle, confined space, trench, collapse, dive, hazardous materials, and fire investigation. A well-rounded firefighter will know a little about a lot of subjects and a lot about their job. That is why when the public has a problem and they don't know who to call, they call firefighters. The public expects this of us. Chief John Eversole of the Chicago Fire Department once said, in a few paraphrased sentences, "Our department takes calls every day. Do you know how many calls the public expects perfection? All of them. Nobody calls the fire department and says, 'Send me 2 dumbass firemen in a pickup truck.' In 3 minutes, they want 5 brain surgeon decathlon champions to come and solve their problems." Learning is a continuous process, but there comes a time in your career where the responsibility for shifts to training of your personnel, imparting the knowledge that you have gained to the next generation. This does not relieve you of continuing to learn yourself. Technology continues, and you must teach your people the latest and greatest. Even as the boss, you can learn from your subordinates. The fire service relies on our members to step up and train the next generation of firefighters. In this course, you have had the opportunity to learn from many current experienced firefighters. These journeyman firefighters, officers, and chiefs see the value to preparing the next generation of firefighters. It is part of the goal to make the fire service better than it was when they started. Point number 3, at some point in your career, you'll be responsible for training and educating others. So here are your assignments. There's no due date, because in reality, it will never fully be complete. Any firefighter who believes they no longer need to grow is a true danger to themselves and their company. So let's review. Point number 1, firefighters need continuous training and education to be safe and successful. Point number 2, traditions are good, but science and research must take precedence. And point number 3, at some point in your career, you will be responsible for training and educating others. I will close with another quote from Chief Croker from 1911. "I have no ambition in this world but one, and that is to be a firefighter." The position may, in the eyes of some, appear to be a lowly one, but we who know the work that the firefighter has to do believe it is a noble calling. There is an adage that says that nothing can be destroyed except by fire. We strive to preserve from destruction the wealth of the world, which is the product of industry and necessary for the comfort both the rich and the poor. We are defenders from fires of art which have beautified the world and the product of the genius of man, that means of the refinement of mankind. But above all, our proudest endeavor is to save the lives that are the work of God Himself. Under the impulse of such thoughts, the nobility of the occupation thrills us and stimulates us to the deeds of daring, even at the supreme sacrifice. Such considerations may not strike the average mind, but are sufficient to fill to the limit our ambition in life and make us serve the general purpose of human society. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Clark. Very good words, and what he says is so true. You will be known as a firefighter from now until eternity. You'll graduate as a firefighter. If you get married, it'll be firefighter so-and-so is getting married. If you get a speeding ticket, it's going to be firefighter so-and-so got a speeding ticket. So wear that badge of honor well. I can't thank enough the instructors like Chief Clark and Lieutenant Tierney, Lieutenant Fierro, Chief Stout, all the instructors that come out here. They live by the mantra that our keynote speaker just spoke to you about. They come out here on a Saturday where they have a lot of other things to do. They've got families, they work shift, but they say, you know what, we're going to go train that next generation. We're going to give them that little bit of advice, that little bit of training, that little bit of help so they can become great firefighters. So that's your expectation. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, our graduating class of 2021-01 from Elgin Community College Basic Operations Firefighter Program. The recruits, if you can stand up, please. Lieutenant Fierro and Lieutenant Tierney, could you open the overhead doors? We want to get you guys out by the new fire engine and take a picture, because you guys, 20 years from now, when that rig is still here, you'll be saying, I was the first crew to train on that rig. That rig is just a testament to how important your careers are to this college. And as you go through your careers, you'll find that no one has a brand new fire truck. Nobody has a 120-acre training campus, their own firehouse, just to train our first responders. That's what ECC offers you. Don't forget us. You guys may stand. Thank you, congratulations, and best of luck. Go ahead and head out by the rig.